Okay guys, so I'm going to show you where the front jacking point on the Ford Transit Custom is. So if we go underneath the van, so near the front side, you see underneath the car there is a bolt right here, and there's one on the other side just down over there. These bolts are the front jacking point for this vehicle. So the rear jacking point for the Ford Transit Custom, if we look under here, is that right there. So you place your jack just onto that there and jack up the car, and same on the other side. And I said before, the front is those bolts right there sticking out the bottom. One there and one the other side. The supply jack that comes with the van is specially made to fit inside of the bolt inside of here. So if you ever forget where the jacking point is, just look at the jack and you can see there's a hole for the bolt to go into. Okay, so we're going to slide the jack under onto the front jacking point, which is this bolt right here. So it'll stay focused, this bolt right there. So I'm going to slide that under now. Straight onto that bolt. Before we jack up the car, what we're going to do is we're going to slightly loosen each of the bolts on the wheel. And then once we jack up the car, we'll loosen them even more and take them off. So now we're going to jack up the van now that the bolts are loose. Right, so we're removing the wheel nuts now. All we've got to do is remove the wheel. Straight off. Okay, so now we need to take the caliper off to get to the brake pads, which are in here. All that requires is to remove two size 15 bolts, one at the top, one down the bottom there, and then we should just be able to pull that straight off. Okay, so on the Ford Transit Customs, you'll have a brake pad wear sensor that you will need to remove. It's in the back there, and then plugs up on the underside up there. This one just up here. So you need to remove those. With a screwdriver, you can pop that sensor out. Just like that, and put it out. Now we can take the caliper off, give it a little wiggle and pull it off. Okay, so the caliper is now off, just resting it up there for now, and need to remove each of the brake pads. Just pull them out, simple as that. We need to remove the clips. There is new ones in the kit you'll get of your new calipers, so just pop them off with a flathead screwdriver. Two on the bottom, two on the top. Good measure, you can always go over with a wire wool brush. Clean up around the brakes, because all the brake dust tends to build up on all these things. Okay, so you're going to need a brake piston kit to redo the pistons inside, those right there. You get a left hand one and a right hand one, so you need to make sure you use the right one. Super simple, you just insert it like this. Put the right size on. Slot it down into there, and all you do is wind up, and that should compress the piston back up inside. So you want to do that for both of them, both there. What's done there? Yep. So before you do change your brake pads, I do advise you getting a piston compression tool, otherwise you're not going to be able to do it because you'll need to compress these pistons back into place. So when putting in your new clips, you've got to make sure you put them the right way around. So they'll just slot in like that. They kind of are, they're the same shape as that part of the caliper, so it should be pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, so make sure you put all 4 clips back in, the new ones. So back in, we can put the brand new pads. You should just be able to slot them between the 2 clips, and they should just literally just push in like that. And then you can do the back side as well. Don't forget to put the back side in. You need to make sure you clip the sensor back into the calipers. Some cars won't have the sensor, but obviously where this is a newer Transit, they've got brake pad sensors, but with older cars you probably won't have those. Only one way the sensor will go in, the thicker lip part being on this side, it won't actually really push in if you put it the other way around. So once that sensor's in, we can stick it in. I need to feed the other side of the lead through the caliper. So dangle out, and then you can push the caliper back on to rest it there. To remember to plug in the other side of the sensor, so make sure you don't forget to do that. Plug it straight back into where you unplugged the first one, just behind that other sensor there. There we go. Now what we need to do is tighten up that top and bottom bolt again. So we just need to stick them in and tighten those up. Hand tight it first, so you make sure you don't cross thread it or anything like that. It's always a good tip. Make sure you put your finger on the back nut, because it will probably spin whilst you're tightening them. Hello. Yep, so they're all tightened up. When it's tightened up, we can go ahead and stick the wheel back on the car. Make sure to tighten them all up. Don't tighten them all up all the way, because obviously the wheel will spin where it's still jacked up. So what we need to do is tighten them up as tight as we can for now, and then put the jack down and finish tightening the wheels. Jack down. Slide that out. And now we can finish tightening the wheels. Make sure they're nice and tight. It's always best to tighten them up opposites instead of going around in a circle. Yep, so there we have it, it's all tightened up. It was just a nice quick little video for anyone out there who doesn't know how to change their brake pads and don't want to pay the extortionate prices these mechanics charge these days. So, hope you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.